Welcome to the part 2 of Raspberry Pi setup. So the very first thing that we need to do is to download a very good SSH client. So I normally use Bitwise SSH client. So let us go ahead and download this thing. This is the link. In case you are wondering where you can find the link, you will be able to find it in the description section down below. Let's go and visit this link. And here is the installer. Let's download it. It is going to take quite a while to download this thing, so I'm going to fast forward this. So the installation file has been downloaded. Let's go ahead and install the Bitwise SSH client. It is going to ask us for admin privileges. Agree that and click install. Yeah, it says now Bitwise SSH client 7.3.5 installation completed. Press OK. And this is the Bitwise SSH client. The next step in the setup process is to know the IP address of the Raspberry Pi device where we have installed Ubuntu Mate operating system. There are several ways to do that. We are going to go with the easiest one. And the easiest way is to know it from the active client table of the router to which it is connected. So we can just log into our router. So this is the IP address of my router. It might be different in your case. So let us key in the password. And if you go to the status section, you will find an option for the active client table. So here we can see the name of the computer. So one of them is my desktop PC, the other one is the Android device or the cell phone that I use, and the third one is the Raspberry Pi device. If you remember that in the earlier video, during the setup we have mentioned the name of our Raspberry Pi device as Pi01-Mate, and this is the IP address. So let us note down the IP address of the Raspberry Pi device. We are going to need it later. Now once we have the IP address, we can remotely log in to the Raspberry Pi device. Mind it that we have already enabled the SSH. In order to remotely log in, open the SSH client. So as we know, I am using Bitwise client. So copy the earlier noted IP address here in the host section and type in here username. So the username is Pi, and just go ahead and click login button. So if you are logging in to a remote computer very first time using this Bitwise or any SSH client, it is going to exchange the host keys, and it is going to display this sort of host key verification pop-up. Just go ahead and click accept and save. This is one-time process. It is not again going to ask you for the verification of the host keys because it is going to exchange the keys. Now here we have to type in the password. Just type in your password and click OK. So it has logged into the Raspberry Pi Ubuntu, and here we can see a couple of windows. This one is the terminal window, and this window is the window for SFTP. SFTP stands for Secure File Transfer Protocol, and using this we can just drag and drop to copy the files to and from between your computer and the Raspberry Pi. So as of now we are not going to use this Bitwise SFTP client. So let us close this window and let us focus on this thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and check the checklist. What is the next? So we have completed the third item in this, remotely connecting to the Raspberry Pi with SSH client. Now next thing that we need to check is raspi-config. So raspi-config is nothing but Raspberry Pi configuration tool or utility. We can use it to configure your Raspberry Pi machine. So let us have a short tour of it. In order to invoke raspi-config, type sudo raspi-config If you remember, in the last video we have invoked this utility in order to enable the SSH. Now just press enter and type in the password. So this is how Raspi config utility looks like. The first option is to change the user password. We really don't want to change the user password, so we are going to skip this. Second option is boot options. We can just see the boot options here, and here it says console text console and desktop GUI. So by default it is always desktop GUI, and we are not going to meddle with this as of now because the default is good enough for us. Just choose cancel. Let's check the second stuff. Okay, it says splash screen. So it asks us whether we would like to have splash screen at the boot. So let's keep it yes. So it is nothing but it is just going to show the splash screen of the operating system that we are using, in this case, which is nothing but Ubuntu Mate. The third one is interfacing option. We have already enabled the SSH last time. Now there are a couple of more interfacing options. So we can even enable remote GPIO. GPIO stands for general purpose input output. Then there is one wire protocol. You can even go ahead and enable the serial data transfer. I2C, that is nothing but inter-integrated circuit bus. SPI, and you can even go ahead and enable the camera. So as of now we are not going to change any one of these values because we really do not need these things as of now. So we are going to keep all these things at the default value, and we are just going to hit the back. There are a couple of options for overclocking. So it says that this Pi cannot be overclocked. I am not quite sure why it cannot be overclocked. So it says there was an error running option for overclock. So we'll just hit OK and check the other options. The fifth option is advanced options. So the first one of these is expand file system. Let's go ahead and expand file system so that all the file system on the micro SD card will be accessible to all of us. So it says root partition has been resized. The file system will be enlarged upon the next reboot. Just hit OK. There are few more advanced options that we need to have a look at. The most important of this is memory split. Memory splits tells us how much memory should the GPU have. So there are a couple of options we have got. One is 16 MB, 32 MB, 64 MB, 128 MB and 256 MB. So if your application or the program that you are going to write on your Raspberry Pi using any one of the programming frameworks like C, C++, Python, if it is going to be graphics intensive, then you can go ahead and bump up this memory, but make sure that it is one of these values mentioned here. Okay, values mentioned here, otherwise it might not work. So as of now we are just going to keep it as it is. 64 MB of memory for graphics is good enough, given that this memory is shared between GPU and CPU. Raspberry Pi does not have any sort of dedicated graphics memory. So if you are going to bump up memory here, you are going to have less memory for your processes running on the Raspberry Pi. So we are just going to keep it as it is and hit cancel. And finally we are just going to go ahead and update the Raspi config tool. So before you hit this option, just make sure that your internet connection is good enough. So it is go ahead and update the Raspi config utility. So it might take quite a while for this. So we are just going to fast forward this part of video. The Raspi config utility seems to have been updated. And with this we are just going to go ahead and finish setting up the Raspberry Pi. So there are three commands which we need to have a look at. The first command is going to upgrade the firmware of Raspberry Pi. So that command is sudo. So let me clear the screen. So this command is sudo rpi-update. So this command is going to go ahead and update the firmware of Raspberry Pi. So this is going to take quite a while. So let us fast forward this part of video. It seems that the firmware update is done. Now we are going to go ahead and update the OS. So we need to use two commands for that. So let's have a look at these two commands. First one is sudo apt get update. So this is going to fetch all the update list from the repository and it is going to update it in the local checklist. So it is just like analogous to preparing a checklist of all the softwares which need to be updated or upgraded. So it is going to take quite a while. So we are just going to skip this part. It seems that the update is complete. So let us clear the screen and say sudo apt get dist upgrade -y. So this is going to upgrade all the softwares and packages in your Ubuntu Mate operating system which have been calculated by the earlier command. So it seems that it is going to take quite a while and we are just going to fast forward this part. It seems that the upgrade is done. Let us clear the screen. The next task in the checklist is to connect using the remote desktop. So for that we need XRDP. So let us install the XRDP package. So the command for that is sudo apt get install XRDP. So XRDP stands for Remote Desktop Protocol and XRDP is nothing but an implementation of this Remote Desktop Protocol. Using this we can connect to the desktop of Ubuntu Mate from our Windows computer. So let's install the XRDP first using this command. In case you are wondering where you can find the links and the commands that I am using in this tutorial, you can just go ahead and check the description section of this tutorial below. So this is going to install the XRDP package. It might take a while. So we are just going to skip and fast forward this part. It has installed the XRDP package which is required for establishing the remote desktop connection with Ubuntu Mate. Now we have done so many installations, we just need to give a good restart to the system. So just clear the screen and type sudo reboot -h now. This is going to reboot the system. So the remote session has been terminated. So let us close this window and wait for some time for our Raspberry Pi to reboot. Let us try now to connect to our Raspberry Pi. So the connection has been established successfully and this is the terminal of Raspberry Pi running Ubuntu Mate. Now let's go ahead and connect to the desktop of Raspberry Pi Ubuntu Mate. For that we need to use remote desktop connection. So just go to the Windows search bar and type remote and you will find the utility remote desktop connection. Click that and type in here the IP address of the Raspberry Pi. That is currently the IP address is 192.168.2.4 and the username is Pi. So we are just going to go ahead and connect with this. So the connection succeeded, and here you can see the remote desktop of Raspberry Pi. And here we can see so many options. This is the welcome screen, and this seems like a ~1 config. We can just go ahead and configure so many stuff in this. As of now, we'll just go ahead and close this. This is the terminal, and this is the welcome window. You can just close it, and we can go ahead and explore this. So thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope that by this time you have got pretty good idea how to set up Ubuntu Mate operating system on a Raspberry Pi 2 or Raspberry Pi 3. Let me know your thoughts and suggestions in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will see you next time.